Tim Dillon recently gave his straightforward take on Ellen DeGeneres, and his commentary instantly sparked new discussions online. He broke down the long-running conversations around her public image, past controversies, and the reactions that followed her show's issues. Dillon's perspective added a fresh angle to a topic that has been trending for years, leading fans to revisit old clips, debates, and behind-the-scenes stories. As his remarks continue circulating, they've brought renewed attention to the ongoing conversation surrounding Ellen and her legacy in Hollywood.
The rough one now because she was running Abu Ghraib in the back of her show. She's out there dancing with Kristen Bell, and in the back there's people that are getting up on the rack.
Ellen's fall from her position as one of entertainment's biggest names was undeniably dramatic. After her long-celebrated Be Kind image came under intense public scrutiny, she faced a wave of criticism that reshaped how audiences viewed her. Despite the controversy, she later attempted a return to the spotlight, presenting her side of the story and addressing what she felt had been misunderstood about her experience. Her comeback efforts sparked mixed reactions, adding yet another chapter to her complex public journey.
She's actually reportedly complaining about how hard it is for women in America with the double standards.
Look at Oprah, how hard it is for her.
Oh, she's got, like 10 houses, Ellen DeGeneres?
Michelle Obama, look how hard it is for women in America. They're hurting.
And today, we're breaking down the full story from start to finish. So get ready. This is going to be one wild ride you won't want to miss.
Ellen's rough.
Ellen is like an old.
But it's a rough one now.
It's a rough one now because she was running Abu Ghraib in the back of her show. That's a rough one. She's out there dancing with Kristen Bell, and in the back there's people that are getting up on the rack like this.
It's so weird when you see like a lot of people saying that someone who seems so nice is not nice at all.
She doesn't seem nice, but that's people have a very poor judge of character. She doesn't seem nice. It seems forced.
What makes Ellen's story so striking is how long it stayed under the radar. For more than 15 years, she hosted one of the most popular daytime shows, creating thousands of episodes and building a brand centered on kindness. But behind that polished image, the reality was far more complicated. A side few spoke about publicly until everything eventually came to light.
People that are like that all the time, she doesn't seem nice. It's very forced. And whatever, you're allowed to be a bitch, right? You're allowed to be nasty to people. You're accomplished. You're a comedian. You did the whole thing. What you're not allowed to do is have a Guantanamo Bay situation in the backstage of your show where everybody's walking around afraid for their life, and it's like Abu Ghraib where they're hooked up to wires and they
Dogs
have like
around them.
Yeah, she's got dogs and hoods. If an intern's late, they have a hood on. I don't support that.
Most headlines focused on the toxic work environment, but a deeper look showed there was more to the story than just a few difficult bosses. Reports emerged about troubling behavior involving senior producers and a workplace culture that many described as intimidating and fear-driven. And when attention shifted toward the host herself, that's when the conversation truly intensified, sparking widespread discussion about the show and its behind-the-scenes dynamics.
Her show got canceled after she had this testy exchange with Dakota Johnson, where something happened where Dakota said, oh, I had this birthday party, and Ellen said, well, why didn't you invite me? You didn't invite me. And she said, like, no, I did invite you, Ellen. That's not what happened. And Ellen had blown her off and then tried to play the victim on the set with her. Anyway, it led to article after article of people being like, Ellen's a bitch. Ellen is a nasty person. And all these staffers started to come out, not for nothing, but I know a guy, I know him very well, whose sister worked for her, who said you were not allowed to make eye contact with Ellen in the halls of that show. If you saw her, this is not a nice person.
For someone whose motto was "Be kind," Ellen faced a wave of people sharing very different experiences. It began with a tweet in March 2020 from comedian Kevin Porter, who described her as difficult to work with and encouraged followers to share their own encounters. What followed was a massive online discussion, with hundreds of people recounting unusual or challenging moments, from staff being criticized over minor details to reports of strict workplace protocols and limited direct interaction with employees. Even Adam Carolla shared that he was warned to avoid certain topics before appearing on her show. Despite all of this, Ellen later attempted a return to the spotlight, but public reactions were mixed, and media figures like Megyn Kelly sparked renewed discussion about her legacy and comeback efforts.
But now, she's coming back. She's got a Netflix special. That's the right response.
Yeah.
She's got a Netflix special. And here's the capper. on the promo, and apparently there's now articles out about from people who have seen the preview. She plays the victim, and she says, "For me," and she actually has the nerve to say that she was run out of Hollywood. This person
with she with $100 million in her pocket.
$450 million, according to Forbes. That's a low estimate.
Financially, Ellen is doing quite well, but her recent Netflix special stirred up a lot of conversation. While we can't show clips due to copyright restrictions, in a follow-up Q&A, she explained that she was unhappy with how the show ended, saying she loved the series and disliked that the final impression people would have of her was not what she hoped. Her comments sparked further discussion online about her attempt to address past controversies and reconnect with audiences.
So now she's out there saying, I was run out of Hollywood. She's actually reportedly complaining about how hard it is for women in America with the double standards.
Look at Oprah, how hard it is for her.
Oh, she's got, like 10 houses, Ellen DeGeneres?
Michelle Obama, look how hard it is for women in America. They're hurting.
It's just woe is me. I was run out of Hollywood as she speaks from this grandiose stage on Netflix. Hello, you haven't been canceled if you are doing a Netflix special. She got $20 million for the one before this. I'm sure she's fine.
I'm sure she's fine.
Essentially, Ellen's main concern seemed to be how the situation appeared to the public, rather than addressing the reported behavior or workplace environment. That's precisely the point Tim Dillon emphasized in his commentary, highlighting how public perception played a central role in the conversation surrounding her return.
She's around for too long.
James
Fallon,
Corden.
all these people, walk away. You've been famous forever. Walk away. Like, eventually, everybody, they're just going to figure it out. Now, Fallon's on an apology tour because of the blackface. Like,
is he?
Well, he was. Like, he had to go around and apologize a million times for, like, they're going to find the thing if you don't go away. You gotta have a good run, and then when you have a good run, you step back and you go, okay, I'm still gonna do my thing, but like I'm not. I mean, there's only a few jobs in entertainment, right?
Right.
So I think a lot of the cancel culture is probably these motherfuckers want those jobs.
He noted that Ellen seemed less concerned with how people were treated and more focused on how the public learned about it. This kind of selective remorse contributed to the perception that her comeback was more about managing her image than genuine growth, sparking further discussion about the motivations behind her return to the spotlight.
Ooh.
They're like, how long is this going to be dancing? I can dance with Hillary Clinton. I could do the Charleston with Henry Kissinger, whatever the she does out there.
The Charleston, is that what it is?
She goes out there, do the Charleston. She's got war criminals. Her and Bush are jumping around. I mean,
That's right. She was buddies with.
Climbing to the top in Hollywood doesn't happen overnight. It takes years of hustling, grinding, and navigating gatekeeper after gatekeeper, all while managing constant pressure and scrutiny. Along the way, many stars face challenges, mistreatment, or worse. And the higher you rise, the more complicated the power dynamics can become. Ellen DeGeneres, once celebrated for her Be Kind brand, became the center of heated discussions after reports of a difficult workplace emerged. For over 15 years, she hosted one of the most popular daytime shows, creating thousands of episodes and building an image of kindness, while behind the scenes, reports of intimidation and strict workplace protocols began surfacing. The conversation gained momentum after a tweet in March 2020 from comedian Kevin Porter encouraged people to share their experiences, leading to hundreds of accounts describing unusual or challenging moments. Even Adam Carolla shared that he had to avoid certain topics before appearing on her show. Despite this, Ellen later attempted a return to the spotlight, sparking mixed reactions with figures like Tim Dillon, highlighting that her main concerns seemed to be public perception rather than addressing the reported behavior. Financially, she remained successful, and in a Netflix Q&A, she explained her unhappiness with how her show ended. Critics argued that this selective focus made her comeback feel more about managing her image than genuine growth. Rob Schneider offered advice on how a true comeback could work, emphasizing acknowledging mistakes, letting go of grudges, and moving forward. History shows that accountability can lead to forgiveness, as in Mel Gibson's case, who took responsibility for past controversies, apologized publicly, and rebuilt his career. Ellen's story highlights both the pressures of Hollywood and the complicated nature of public perception. What do you think about her comeback attempt?